So in this video, I want to share 3 strategies for dealing with symptoms. So the role of the brain is to keep you safe. And when the brain works well, it's doing its job properly, but sometimes the brain makes mistakes. And this can make your symptoms worse. So in this video, I'll explain why, and I'll share some strategies for dealing with symptoms. So my name's Simon Pimenta. I had MECFS and fibromyalgia for 8-9 years, and I went from not being able to walk for 1 minute to working full-time playing sport again, living my life. And I make videos and other content for people with ME, CFS, fibromyalgia, long COVID and related conditions. So if you like this video, do leave a comment, like and subscribe and share. Thanks very much. So before we start, I invite you to just check on a scale of 1 to 10 what number you are for calm and relaxed right now. And if it's safe to do so, I invite you to close your eyes. Obviously, don't close your eyes if it's not safe to do so. I invite you to breathe in through your nose, as long as that's comfortable. Breathe into your belly and breathe out of your nose. As you breathe in, you could say a word to yourself silently in your head. It could be peace, calm, love, trust. And as you breathe out, you can say a second word. Might be one of those words, peace, calm, love, trust, or another word. So as you breathe in, say that word to yourself. As you breathe out, say that second word. As you continue to do that, allow your mind and body to relax. Consider that your ability to make that decision, to choose to pause and breathe, can help you activate the healing state. So I invite you to just check in. What number are you for calm and relaxed now on a scale of 0 to 10? With 10 being extremely relaxed. When you're ready, you can bring yourself back and open your eyes. And let me know what your before number was and what your after number is now. So let's talk about this topic of dealing with symptoms. If you've been to your doctor and your doctor has ruled out underlying issues that need addressing, then consider when you get symptoms. It's completely understandable if you respond to those symptoms with stress and fear. Certainly that's something I did when I had MECFS. And what I noticed is the symptoms would get worse. So what was going on? Well, when the brain's working properly, let's say for example I sprain my ankle, then the brain interprets that information from the body, and the brain produces symptoms which make me rest my ankle. I did sprain my ankle a while back and I was on crutches. So that's how the brain responds to a physical issue. I have talked more about the way the brain works and pain in this video, so do check it out. Now, the brain also interprets emotional signals and signals from the mind in a similar way. So, for example, if I'm experiencing symptoms and I'm saying to myself, oh no, I'm going to end up in hospital, am I ever going to get better? Probably won't get better. Then that's causing stress in my body, that's causing physical sensations, and the brain responds to that perception of danger by turning up the symptoms. So my anxiety and stress turn up the signals and turn up the symptoms. So that's going to result in more fatigue, more pain, more discomfort. So what do we do about that? The first thing we need to understand is that our perception is key. So the way we perceive a symptom or sensation is really important. If I notice a symptom in my body and I am responding in that way, I'm not safe, I could end up in hospital, I'm not going to get better, then that is going to cause that elevation of the symptoms because the brain responds to those signals as there's danger and therefore we need to take protective action. So let's immobilise Simon so he doesn't do any more damage. Now, the second thing that's important to understand is neuroplasticity, the ability of the brain to grow with use, i.e. whatever we practice, we get good at. Behind me, there's an electric piano that I bought recently. If I practice playing piano, if I practice the chords, then I'm going to get better at that. And after a while, I won't have to think about where I have to put my fingers to play the chords. So the brain changes with use. If I keep practicing responding to symptoms with alarm and worry, and let's say I do that 1,000 times, what is the most likely way I'm going to respond the 1,001st time? I'm going to respond with anxiety and worry. It gets easier to respond in that way. So let's talk about those 3 strategies that I mentioned. The first strategy is to connect to your wise self. There's a part of you that's wise, that's responded to challenging situations in resourceful ways, and that part of you is always there. So consider that part of you has the ability to spot patterns. So for example, that part of me might notice, when I have symptoms, I generate stress and worry, I catastrophize. So now I can tune into that part. I can consider what part of me is doing that response. There's a part of me that generates fear whenever I have symptoms. So the second strategy is to choose a new response. So I can ask the question, is my perception in that situation correct? If I'm generating stress because I'm saying to myself I'm going to get worse, is that true? Well, actually, I have lots of evidence that that's not true. I've had symptoms, but when I've rested and truly allowed myself to rest and relax, those symptoms reduced and I was able to resume activity. There was a point when I was bedbound and I realised now that I was generating a lot of stress at that time, and I really needed someone to say to me, look, it's really important that you tell me what's on your mind, you get it off your chest so that you can relax and allow your body to heal. Consider that when we are in a state of stress, our thinking is much more reactive. That explains why we might tend to catastrophize. So the third step is to create a new response, to change the pattern and create a new pattern. Now, there's particular ways in which I do that when I train people. For example, I get people to listen to and witness the part of them that is operating from fear. Because when that part feels heard, then it's more receptive to being guided, to being reassured. Okay, it's like if you imagine a child who's feeling scared and the parent listens to the child rather than dismissing the child now feels safe and is more receptive to be guided and reassured by the parent. Imagine saying to that part, we've got this, we can deal with this. When I had MECFS, I realised I needed to put the brakes on my fear, on the catastrophizing, and allow myself to relax, and my body did the healing work. Now, to begin with, it's understandable if you repeat that old established pattern of generating the fear. But imagine again, if you keep practicing that new response, what you're going to be like after the 1,000th time you've responded in that resourceful way. What's going to happen the 1,001st time you notice a symptom and you've responded with calm, with reassurance to those symptoms? It's going to be easier. In fact, people often notice that they make change more quickly than that. So they are the 3 steps: connect, choose, and create. I've got many more strategies that I'd love to share with you. I am going to be starting a new Building Resilience course in a few weeks. It's a 12-week course, and you are welcome to try it out for size. To do the first week, if you feel it's not a fit, then you don't pay anything. So if you'd like to know more about that, comment the word course below this video. If you like this video, as I say, do subscribe, leave a comment. I'd love to know what your takeaway from this video is, and do share the video if you found it helpful. If you'd like more tips, do join my Facebook group, link below. Thanks for watching. If you've got any questions, get in touch. Keep going, you've got this. Wishing you great health. Bye for now.